Huge Doctor Strange spoilers ahead. Nina, do you know about the Savage Land?
Brian, I think you know I don't.
You're in luck. You're about to have it explained to you by two white guys in their 30s.
Great.
The Savage Land is...
I'll have orange slices ready for when you're done.
Easter eggs, surprise cameos, a 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88. Let's talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What Easter eggs did we catch? Watch the video to find out. Okay, so we watched Doctor Strange, and we are here to talk about the many, many, many Easter eggs that we saw, as well as the Easter eggs that we had to look up later.
Brian, you lead us off, and then
I'll do
also
my best.
do the rest of it.
One of the things I noticed first was during the scene where they encounter Christine, right? In the first, not in the first, when they go to the next dimension and they get captured, America and Doctor Strange, and the alternate version of Christine is there. And she says that she labeled their universe as Universe 616. And the significance there is that in the Marvel Comics universe, that's Universe 616. Mm-hmm. And from the Marvel Comics universe, the movie universe is, I think we established the other day, 199999. I think it's 3 9s.
Yeah, but we've done the 616 thing before. What's his name? Skarsgård.
Did he also say
older
616?
Crazy guy? Yeah, he said 616, or at least he had it written on a chalkboard behind him in one of the, I think, Dark World when he went all crazy. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What else does Christine talk about?
Thinking of Stellan, by the way, not
Stellan Skarsgård.
Bill or
Thank
Alexander.
you.
Nina, this is the dozenth time I've had to bring this up. Never assume that you know which Skarsgård I'm thinking of at any given moment.
There's
Brian,
only one Skarsgård in Thor, Thomas.
Are you kidding me? This is a movie about Norse gods, and there's only one Skarsgård in it? That seems like an egregious
There's
oversight.
only one famous Skarsgård in it.
Get to the, she also says the foundation that she's working for is the Baxter Foundation, which
Tell us about the Baxter Foundation, Tom.
It's the Baxter building is where the dang old Fantastic Four live, which means that the whole thing kind of pales to insignificance about 5 minutes after she says that line. Right. But in the moment,
you're like, ooh, a Fantastic Four reference. And then
yeah.
Reed Richards shows up.
And then they're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's got his big beard. What did you guys think, by the way? We'll take a quick detour. John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Into it.
He didn't really have a character that we saw aside from
just kind of there,
vaguely caring about his family and talking about exposition, but it was nice that he was there. I think he'll do a fine job with the part. It was a little bit nice to see him played as more of a human being than I think we've seen so far. Even in just like the 45 seconds of dialogue that he had, he seemed...
I feel like he bored me a little bit. I don't know. But I guess that's kind of what Reed Richards does. He's a boring guy. He's more interesting when he plays off the rest. The rest of the Fantastic Four wasn't there. Yeah. I don't know.
It's almost like that whole character is built on a familial... Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Do you think John Krasinski's going to come back as Reed Richards, or is this just a nod?
How could they not, right? They're doing the Fantastic Four movie that doesn't have a director anymore.
Right now, the fan chatter is they want him to direct Fantastic Four.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that could be fun.
Which would be a twist.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so what are some of the other things that we saw? Apparently, I didn't clock this when I heard it. I know I recognized it, but I didn't realize what it was. But apparently when Professor X shows up on screen, they played a snippet of the X-Men cartoon theme.
I don't think they did, though.
No?
I thought it was the movie theme.
Maybe I thought it was the movie theme, too.
I saw it credited at the end of the movie as like the X-Men 97 theme. And I was like, was that... Because I think if it had been the X-Men 1997 theme, we all would have just started raving in the theater because that song is such a banger. You see what I'm talking about? Like, I can't control my body when you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. My favorite part in that is the chime when everything's bong. It amuses me. I'm the only one who's amused by this. Oh, I know that. I know that theme. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm surprised. But I didn't hear it. I thought it was the X-Men movie theme, but I'll have to when I check it out again. When it gets to Disney Plus in 45 days.
When you take
another listen. Okay. We also had when they were going through all the different dimensions, when they were falling through the dimensions with America, that big, great sequence.
When they were doing the Heart of Gold from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy sequence. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where they turned into paint at one point. They encountered a place that had a bunch of dinosaurs. And so I read online that some people call this an Easter egg for the Savage Land.
That's a stretch.
It is and it isn't. I mean, right, if we believe that these places are the same, same time generally, if it's 2022 or 2024, whatever year it's supposed to be in Doctor Strange 2,
okay.
They can clearly move through space,
okay.
when they cross dimensions. Maybe they went through the Savage Land. I think that's a Savage Land.
That seems like a very Sam Raimi thing to put in your
Nina,
movie.
do you know about the Savage Land?
Brian, I think you know I don't.
You're in luck. You're about to have it explained to you by two white guys in their 30s.
Great.
The Savage Land is...
I'll have orange slices ready for when you're done.
It's from the X-Men comics, and it's a place up in, where is it? Like up in the Arctic, the North Pole, where it's just this area. It's lush jungle, and dinosaurs live there, as does, what is it, Kazar?
Kazar.
Right? Kazar.
Got it.
The living boy.
He's Dinosaur Tarzan.
Commandy. Yeah, he's just Dinosaur Tarzan, and he's blonde.
Okay.
Jack Kirby made him, I think.
So Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy. No, wait, no, never
Moon
mind.
Boy.
They're ancient. They were.
Yeah.
They're actually back in time. They're not in the Savage Land. I was wrong. I was mistaken.
Devil
Nina?
Dinosaur is a big red Tyrannosaurus Rex, and a monkey rides him named Moon Boy.
Orange slice is less delicious than Brian's. I don't deserve it.
There's also, this is one I read online. I didn't confirm it at all. Did you see, Tom, the Living Tribunal?
The statue while they were flipping around. Is that what that was?
Was there a three-headed thing?
I saw a one-headed thing.
The Tribunal has three heads.
I must have missed it.
I don't know.
Okay.
Again, that's allegedly in this. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Hard to keep up with everything. We also have Mount Wundagore.
Yeah.
Tom, what can you tell us about Mount Wundagore?
Well, in the comics, it's specifically significant to Wanda. It's where the flower grows that if you get something else to eat it and then kill that thing and then eat the flower out of its stomach, you can see the future. That's not where the high evolutionary.
That is where the high. That's what I know it as. I have no idea what you just said.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what Tom just said.
Comics, sir.
Okay. I missed that particular one. I know Mount Wundagore as the location where a Fantastic Four villain named the High Evolutionary lives, and where I believe Quicksilver and Wanda in the comics were raised by the Animen.
Yeah. Very great big cow.
So that was an interesting reference. I hoped we would see some Animen.
It's just something to keep in mind, Nina. The character that you love so much was in fact raised by a cow. And
look, 1 in 5 people are. It's fine.
I just want you to know where the
Easter egg
expectations need to be, like dignity wise. Okay.
I think they remain exactly the same.
Here's a decent one. When Wanda's kids are watching TV,
those great kids
singing those
great kids,
terrible songs they love.
Apparently, and again, I did not recognize this when I saw it, but I looked it up later. Apparently, they were watching on the television a cartoon starring a character named Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yeah, the one that eventually turned into Mickey the Relatively Lucky Mouse.
He did not turn into Mickey Mouse. He was just the character that Walt Disney created before Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
That wasn't like an evolutionary thing? It wasn't like thing to thing to thing?
I don't think so. I mean, if it was, I don't know. But I know that...
That would be a pretty daring move for Walt Disney to posit that a rabbit can evolve into a mouse. And that's how things work.
He had a lot of pretty interesting beliefs.
Do we
want to go into those for a little while?
No, don't.
But a bunch of years ago, Disney Interactive made two video games called Epic Mickey, in which Oswald the Lucky Rabbit shows up as first, I think, a villain, and then later as a good guy that you could play. And there's just this. So what's interesting about this, at least what I think is interesting, is that kids in this universe don't watch Mickey Mouse. They watch Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. You know what I mean? It's like just a nice little nod to an alternate universe. You know?
So it's like Mickey Mouse never. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool
I
idea.
think it's kind of a neat little detail.
It's a nice
And
touch.
also
instead,
think it
people
was-
just kept making 1920s era cartoons about Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
I'd also like
And
to point
that's what
out
children
that
enjoy.
Quite a mouthful of a name, Oswald the Lucky. It does not trip off the tongue like Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse alliteration
Yeah.
is much more helpful.
Second
like
drafts
Bugs
are
Bunny.
important.
Yeah.
But I'd like to point out though, in that universe that Wanda was in, everything seemed pretty futuristic and interesting looking, and then her house just looked like a normal house, and they all wore normal clothes. So I thought that was a little incongruous.
Yeah.
Anyway, not important.
word for
We
that.
also had the appearance of Rintrah.
Yeah, we did.
This is a character I know nothing about. This is something I had to read about. Nina, do you remember the Green Bull man at Comartage?
Yeah. Yep.
He is
I
apparently
couldn't
a
figure out
comic
what was
book
going on
character.
there. Okay.
He's an extra dimensional cowman.
Is
I like
that it?
cows in this story.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. Marvel Comics writers, they did some interesting things. So anyway,
Methods
then
of
we
Drugs
had.
will do that. Yeah.
Did either of you see?
They could afford drugs.
I didn't see it, and now that I'm thinking of it, I didn't see anyone mention it. But did any of you see Sam Raimi's car?
No.
That is supposed to be in every one of
Good
his movies.
point.
I did not.
It's got to
catch
be
I bet it
in
was
there,
in there
right?
somewhere.
It
has
must
to
have
be.
gotten tossed around somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in that opening.
Oh, why didn't I look for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. During the
Sam Raimi's
Okay.
car. That's something to look out for in the next watch.
gotta be in
Speaking
there.
of Sam Raimi's car, Sam Raimi's other car, Bruce Campbell, shows up as a pizza papa. That was one of my favorite moments of the movie, in which old Bruce Campbell is there selling pizza balls and starts punching himself in the face.
Yep.
Yep.
It made me so happy. And then at the very end, too, in the after credit scene. Yes, Tom?
The fact that he brought in Bruce Campbell just to have evil possess his hand and start attacking him again was kind of a nice.
Perfect.
Yep.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. And then we had in the other post-credit scene, Clea, who is a major character from Doctor Strange, but who up to this point has never been mentioned. I actually thought when they first go to that dimension, when they encounter Mordo and they go into the sanctum, I thought the woman who was there would say something or do something and be Clea, but that didn't happen. So
Yeah.
So now we got her at the end, played by none other than Charlize Theron, which I had
her
no
so
idea
much.
was coming. So,
Yeah.
a lot of really fun surprises in this. And obviously we had character cameos, which by now everybody has been talking about. Mr. Fantastic shows up, played by John Krasinski. Professor X, played by Patrick Stewart. Captain Marvel, played by Lashana Lynch. Black
How many
Bolt,
more times
played
am I going to have
by-
to watch Patrick Stewart, Professor Xavier get killed, by the way? Because it hurts every time. I know that, like, as bellwethers for that sort of trauma, like, pop culturally speaking go, like, Optimus Prime is still top of the charts, but I feel like it's at least 3 times now I've watched Patrick Stewart, Professor Xavier get killed.
Well, to be
Right?
fair, though, I mean, doesn't Professor X die and come back a lot in the comics anyway?
Everybody does, man.
He's dead like
let's not-
half the time.
Let's not hold him up to this. Every single Marvel character. Marvel's infamous for that, right? They kill a character every 6 weeks and then they bring him back.
That was a
soon
cool
as somebody
scene
else
too. I
does.
liked going into Wanda's mindscape. I thought
Yeah.
that was neat. It was interesting.
Fun fact.
So yeah,
did you tune out of Picard, by the way? Are you done with Picard?
oh yeah, no, I'm not watching that.
I think Patrick Stewart will only appear in any given project if he's allowed to wear a turtleneck now. I would love to be corrected, but I think that Patrick
That's an
Stewart
Easter
has a
egg.
magic turtleneck that he'll only be in movies if he can wear that. And I don't know if it's like a scary stories to tell in the dark thing where like that's what's keeping his head attached to his body or
Right.
what.
Whenever wardrobe
don't
comes up
take
to
the
him,
ribbon
he's
off
like,
or
I don't need
No.
that.
Yeah.
You can leave.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm wearing
those are
my
all
turtleneck.
those are all the Easter eggs I found. Nina, you said you were gonna bring
No,
something
it's
up.
not an Easter egg. I just was like, I thought it was an homage to Carrie when she was all covered in blood in the white shirt.
Oh, for
wandering
sure.
Through the sewers.
I
It's not
think
an
you're
Easter egg.
absolutely
That's
right.
just an obvious thing that probably everyone noticed.
No,
I was like, she
I
looks
didn't
like
think about it
Carrie.
till you just said it.
Me jamming popcorn in my mouth. She looks like Carrie. That happened to me during the movie. Anyway, that's all.
I think let's call that an Easter. I mean, that's certainly an homage. I mean, so many of these things could be Easter eggs or just like all these cameos. Are those Easter eggs or are those just like characters?
Right. I
in
mean,
the
I feel
movie,
like there were
you
just
know,
a lot of like probably like a lot of classic horror and zombie and everything
Oh my
references because it's Sam Raimi. So of course there were.
It felt like Evil Dead for kids. It was great.
Yeah.
Tom, did you have any Easter eggs you wanted to bring up that we didn't get to?
Evil Dead for Kids is technically Oz the Great and Powerful, but
I didn't see that movie.
It's Army of Darkness, but like PG rated. Honest to God, it's like beat for beat the exact same story, and I've been saying it for years. And then I heard somebody say it on on a podcast the other week, and I was like, "People listen to you." Any other Easter eggs that I noticed? No.
All right. Well, if you have any Easter eggs that you want to tell us about in the comments, please do. Tell us what we missed. I want to know. I do want to see this again. I want to find Sam Raimi's car.
It's got to be there.
Thanks for watching Everything Marvel. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more videos about your favorite Marvel stuff is coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.